So is this how you normally look?
More or less.
It's a good look.
The workout was probably more difficult than the actual filming. It was, my body doesn't sit naturally at that weight, you know, so I was consuming many calories and protein, you know, being the main one, and working out 6-7 days a week. It was funny because I got the part and immediately started looking at the comic books, and the guy's, you know, 500 pounds or something and looks like Schwarzenegger, and I thought, okay, I'm not going to get to that, so, you know, but I have to get bigger, and so it became about eating a lot and training a lot, and they kept saying, yeah, just get as big as you can, big as you can. And then I came back just before Christmas, just before we started the movie, and had a final sort of camera test and put the costume on. And within a couple of minutes, my hands started going numb. And
what?
And everyone was like, yeah, that's not cool. And I started getting pins and needles, and you know, you'd touch the skin and the blood wouldn't return to that area so quick. And I thought, okay, it doesn't fit. And so we had to sort of...
What was it made of? Like that was
well, it was all sorts of sort of leather and chainmail, sort of armor and what have you. But it was the measurements they'd taken 3 months ago were no longer the measurements I was fitting. So there were some alterations, and then also I was just too thick anyway. You know, it was sort of basically Ken said, you know, it's good, you've got the size there, and let's just sort of try and pull it back just a little bit because it's otherwise it's too sort of blocky. You know?
Right. So so you just stopped eating so much, working out?
So much, and then sort of trained. I changed my programs from sort of you know, heavy weightlifting to more sort of cardio, sort of, you know, CrossFit style thing. So.
Look at you, still muscly and everything.
We have to shoot the really skinny stuff where we drop down to 500, 600, 700 calories a day for a good 3 or 4 weeks.
You're on like some crazy diet right now, I heard, because of this movie that you're shooting.
A couple of small salads, a couple of small pieces of protein, and that's kind of it. And you go to bed hungry, and then you have a fasting period of like 15 hours. Like you stop eating completely, and then you have little meals through the day.
You should be skinny for the next Thor movie, like a really scrawny and starved Thor.
I should, you know, a character piece, wouldn't it?
He'd be
depressed and, you know.
What was it like being in the gym with someone like Chris Hemsworth?
Embarrassing. Yeah, he can lift heavy things.
He certainly can. It's quite shocking when you meet him. I didn't realize how large he is. Such a
he's a big guy.
Now, people who see this film, who have just come out of seeing In the Heart of the Sea, are going to be very surprised by your body. This is actually quite small for you right now. So I'm curious, is it becoming harder for you to go back and forth between bigger and smaller? And would you lose that kind of weight again for a role?
I don't think I'd lose it again, no, because it's just too exhausting, you know, and I don't know, there are smarter ways of doing it now, I think, camera, you know, sort of trickery and so on, but I don't mind varying to going up to Thor weight and then going back down to my normal body weight. It's easier to put it on than it is to take it off. It gets harder each time. You sort of, once you kind of put it on, that mass, your body's like, nah, it's staying here, so, you know, and that's not very much fun to not eat.
We're the same, you and I, just a couple of hot-headed fools.
Yeah, same. Hulk like fire, Thor like water.
Well, kind of both like fire.
But Hulk like raging fire, Thor like smoldering fire.
And then Taika, our director, came up to me and said, "Oh, I think we need a shirt-off scene. His exact words were, we need bums on seats." And I was like, I'm not sure it's going to sell the tickets. And he said, it is. Get your shirt off. So we did it, and yeah, to get back into the program.
What's the rigorous that you're going through? Is it like, or is it weights only? Are you running? Or what kind of training is it?
Just a little bit of weights and training. It's a lot more sort of functional movement now.
Okay.
Like I'd rather sort of feel good than look that extra bit, you know?
We changed the appetite?
Yeah, I think I changed less kind of protein than the first film. You know, the first film was all about like animal protein, like as much as we could get in. And whereas then I tried to lose the weight in other films, and it was really difficult.
It's hard to get that off.
Yeah, and so I thought, actually, I don't need to eat that much, and so kind of ate less on this film. And I'm probably a little smaller, but it's
lean.
A little
Little lean.
Every time you come here, you're in better and better shape.
Oh, really?
Yeah, really. I'm here. This is
special
breaking
effects
news.
get better on
Breaking
this show.
news. How many hours a day would you say you spend in a gym, or is it just natural?
Oh, look, a bit of it's from my parents, obviously. You know, that sort of helps. But yeah, an hour, sometimes 2. But I've got 3 kids. They keep me busier and burn more calories chasing them and trying to locate each of them.
For a while, just topless, looking for your shirt.
Looking for my shirt?
Yeah. No? Were you reluctant at all?
Yeah, absolutely. Because the first film, the first Thor, Kenneth Branagh, our director, came up to me and said, you know, do you want to do, I'm thinking of doing the shirt off scene. And I go, Ken, you told me to start training 8 months ago. You know, I'm like in peak condition. I'll never be like this again. Like, let's get the shirt off, let's go.
Can't wait.
So we did the scene, it was cool. And then, you know, what, 5 films later, there was no shirt off scene in the movie, and I was like, oh, thank God. And then Taika, midway through shooting, came up and said, I think we need to put some bums on seats. I think we need to get the shirt off. And I was like, no, they don't want to see that. No one cares. He's
no
like,
one.
They do. I was like, no. And he goes, let's just shoot it. And if
see
it's
what happens.
gratuitous, you know, we'll take it out. So we shot it, and yeah, it was like, I mean, I've just sort of been training for that period, but then it was like a few weeks of no ice cream, no pizza, that kind of deal.
Is it a major sacrifice for you? Are you like a sweets kind of guy? Are you like a
I am.
junk
I have
food
a very
kind of
sweet tooth.
Really?
Oh, yeah, I like my ice cream, chocolate. I love my pizza. I mean, who doesn't? Come on.
Right. I mean,
come on.
the things. In
Who
life.
likes eating chicken and brown rice and broccoli?
It's like he was just here.
I mean,
Taika said that very same thing.
Did he?
He was like, what would be the point in eating boiled chicken?
Well, we
and
didn't have
broccoli?
to. I mean, why is that in our genetic makeup that we have? Like, why can't we enjoy the things we need?
Oh, I was going to use this these few minutes to get some self-help. How do I do it? What should I do?
Still special effects, makeup. Oh, look, you know, I've put a lot of hours in the gym, training and eating a particular sort of diet and healthy sort of lifestyle. I think which is it. But yeah, I think it's just there's no short secret recipe for it. You know, you just have to put in the hours, put in the work.
How many hours are we talking? Are we twice a day? What do you?
Yeah, sometimes 5 days a week. You know, it's important to also have the rest, the right amount of rest. And I have kids now, so that becomes a little more tricky to navigate. But yeah, it's about an hour to 2 hours sometimes a day.
What's more important, the diet or training?
I'd probably almost say diet, to be honest. If you're talking about just general health and weight loss and staying lean, if I'm not training that much but my diet's spot on, I'll stay in a good zone. And you know, I find if you want to put on the muscle, more muscle mass, you definitely have to eat higher have a higher calorie intake and more protein. And
so you tell me I have to live off chicken and broccoli? And
sometimes. It's funny this time around though, I've actually played around with less animal proteins and tried to have inject a bit of vegan sort of cooking into the program, just to sort of give my body a break from how much protein I had been eating, animal protein from putting on the muscle. And I certainly felt better, you know, having a bit more of a balance. They're getting a lot more fibre and healthy vegetables and fruit and stuff.
But does it get easier to build up? I mean, you've done it a few times now, and you stay in shape between, I guess, you surfing and all that, right?
Yeah, I think that's the trick, is to not go too far off the path when I'm not shooting. But your body definitely, you know, the muscle memory is a huge help, and it definitely sort of comes back easier, and then you also know your program inside out. So.
Do you sort of enjoy it, or do you get grumpy when you have to build up?
No, I enjoy it. I enjoy the training. I enjoy what I feel after training, you know, the release of endorphins, and it gives me a greater sense of energy and so on. But yeah, there's certainly times at the end of the day or early mornings when it's the last thing I feel like doing. But as I said, I always remind myself how I feel after.
Really? I'm hitting the machine with the words that come out of it. Oh, this is knowledge. Knowledge is power. No, it's not. Knowledge is not power. That's power. The brain is a muscle, and that's a muscle, and that's a muscle. And they are all muscles. This is all muscle. So I am covered in brains, and I have more brains than you.